You know, we spend all day clicking, typing, and swiping on our computers without really giving it a second thought. But have you ever actually wondered what's going on inside that box or behind that screen? Today, we're going to peel back the layers and look at the fundamental building blocks that make it all happen. I mean, really think about it. That one simple click feels totally instant, doesn't it? But what it really does is kick off this lightning-fast journey. A whole conversation happens between you and the machine in literally the blink of an eye. In this explainer, we're going to follow that single command right from your fingertip, through the heart of the machine, and all the way back to your screen. Here's the thing. At its core, every single computer, from the phone in your pocket to some massive supercomputer, follows the exact same simple three-act play. It's a conversation that's happening thousands of times every second, and it always has three parts.
And here is the roadmap for that conversation. It all starts with input, which is where we tell the computer what to do. Then comes the process, where the computer's brain gets to work on our request. And finally, we get the output, where we see the results of all that thinking. So let's break down each of these steps one by one.
Okay, let's start where it all begins, with us. The entire process gets kicked off by a command, an instruction from you, the user. This is the input phase, the exact moment we open the line of communication with the machine. So how do we talk to the computer? Well, we use what's called an input device. Think of it like a translator. Its only job is to translate our physical actions, our clicks, our keystrokes, even our voice, into electrical signals the computer can actually understand. And you use these all the time, probably without even thinking about it. The keyboard lets you type things in, the mouse lets you point and click, and a scanner can turn a physical picture into a digital file. They're basically the essential bridges connecting our world to the digital world inside the machine. Okay, so we've given our command. Now what? Well, this is where the real magic happens. Let's move on to the second step and see how the computer actually thinks. Meet the CPU, or the Central Processing Unit. This is, without any doubt, the brain of the entire operation. Every single command you give it, from just opening a file to running a super complex program, gets processed right here. Now, the CPU isn't just one big block. It's more like a department with three specialists. You've got the control unit, which is like the manager, directing the flow of all the information. Then there's the ALU, or the arithmetic logic unit. This is the math whiz, the number cruncher, handling all the calculations. And finally, you have the memory unit, which acts like a temporary notepad, holding on to whatever data is currently being used. Let's zoom in on that memory unit for just a second, because this is really important. Not all memory is created equal. The computer uses two very different types for two very different but equally crucial purposes. And this just illustrates the difference perfectly. On one hand, you have primary memory, like RAM. Think of this as the computer's short-term memory. It's super fast, and it holds whatever you're actively working on. But when you turn the computer off, it's gone. On the other hand, you have secondary memory, like your hard disk. This is the long-term storage, where you save your files, your photos, and your games to keep them permanently.
All right, so we've given an input, the CPU has processed it, and now we've finally reached the last step in our journey, seeing the result of all that hard work.
And this is where output devices come in. Their job is to take the processed information from the CPU and present it back to us in a way we can actually see, hear, or touch. This is what completes the conversation. The most common output device is, of course, the monitor you're looking at right now. But speakers are also output devices, turning digital signals into sound. And a printer turns your digital document into a physical copy you can hold. They all make the computer's work real for us. All right, we've looked at all the individual parts of the puzzle. Let's take a step back and see how they all work together in one seamless, pretty incredible flow. And here you see that cycle in action. You press a key, that's the input. The CPU deciphers that signal, that's the process. And instantly, the character appears on your screen. That's the output. It's this constant, high-speed loop that powers everything you do. And that's the big takeaway. Whether you're sending an email, playing a game, or just moving your mouse across the screen, this fundamental three-part cycle, input, process, output, is happening hundreds, if not thousands, of times every single second. It's truly the heartbeat of all modern technology. So here's a final thought for you. As you're sitting here watching this, can you see the cycle at work? The screen you're looking at is the output, of course. But what was the input that started all of this? And which components are processing it all right now to bring this explainer to you? It's all happening as we speak.